All right. Okay, so we are on week 4 of week 7, which is crazy to think about. We're halfway through. So last week you did resistance training for strength. This week we're going to be doing a resistance training for endurance. So we're going to be doing a little bit of lesser weight, higher repetitions in terms of speed, and more repetition in terms of the number of reps that you're going to be doing. So 5 and 6 haven't changed in terms of resistance training for balance. And then we're going to be doing post-assessment, post-happy feet assessments on week 7. Like I mentioned before, I do have a medical student who's interested in providing a free yoga class for all of you within Happy Feet if you are interested. And I'm working with Jen on trying to find a day for that. So stay tuned as we kind of get her schedule settled a little bit. Okay, let's see what we have going on. Okay, so reminders for today. Safety obviously is your number one priority. Make sure you have your water bottle nearby. You have any mobility aid that you need. Your chair has no wheels, is on a steady surface. Be mindful of any side effects. With endurance based resistance training, you're going to expect that your heart rate is going to be a little bit higher than normal compared to previous weeks because we're going to be moving just a little bit faster and your breaks are going to be a little bit less timed. So you might feel a little bit more fatigue, maybe a little bit more burning, a little bit more higher respiration rate and heart rate. Take as many breaks as you feel like you need to throughout the workout program. When you feel like you're ready to rejoin, just go ahead and rejoin. No need to continuously keep going if you're uncomfortable. If you need to take the modified version, meaning that you need to do either the seated version or a lesser weight and grab a less intensive resistance band, do that. And when you're ready to change that, then change back to the regular one. And like I said, do what makes you feel good. If you're not going to do it, then it defeats the whole purpose. So join in whenever you can, take breaks whenever you can, and then we'll just keep going. Okay. So what does resistance training for endurance look and feel like? So what it looks like to do at least 10 to 15 repetitions of the exercise each set. And we're going to do 2 to 3 sets, depending on the time that we have today, 2 to 3 sets. Compared to strength training to build strength, you might see 8 to 12 repetitions over 2 to 3 sets. Today, for endurance-based resistance training, you're going to have less rest between the sets. You may feel an increased heart rate, a little bit of muscle soreness tomorrow, and you might feel a little bit out of breath, and that's okay. If I don't take enough breaks for you, just take the breaks that you need and then rejoin, like I said, whenever you can. Okay. I don't know how much of a refresher you need in terms of self-progression and RPE. I'm just going to go over this quickly. So self-progression is just knowing when is it time to either increase or decrease the resistance or the weight that you're using for your exercises, right? So I'm sure Adeline has talked about the rate of perceived exertion scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the easiest, like laying down on a couch, and 10 is sprinting as fast as you can, maximal exertion. We're trying to maintain an RPE or on a scale of 1 to 10 between 4 and 7. And you can fluctuate between 4 and 7 throughout just one workout, right? The workout doesn't have to be exactly all fours across the board or all sevens across the board. It's going to go up and down depending on the exercise. Things to keep in mind is that you want to sandwich upper body and lower body exercises. So if you're doing a workout for the day, you want to try to include both upper body and alternate between the two, just so that you have a little bit of a break in those muscles. You try to give yourself a little bit of break in terms of the days that you're doing the workouts. Make sure you have a proper warm up, especially if you're doing endurance training like today. You want to make sure you get your body temperature up. You want to get your respiration and heart rate up and your blood flowing to prevent any injuries, right? If you go into it what we call cold, you do increase the risk of injuring something, and then you're just out for exercising for longer than you want to. So I know she has a little bit of a table here. Things to keep in mind is that once you start a new exercise, how hard the exercise feels is going to be harder in the beginning, right? But as you continue to keep doing that exercise, that RPE or that rate of exertion is going to go down. And once you reach a certain level around 4 to 5 and it's consistently 4 to 5, that should be the signal to you in your brain that's like, oh, okay, I think I'm getting to the point where I'm kind of plateauing. So maybe I want to either increase the resistance of the band, how hard it is, or how heavy the dumbbell is, or how fast I'm doing it, or how many sets or how many reps, right? There's so many different ways to change your workout, but in order to make consistent progress, you have to change something, right? So I tell this to a lot of people, it's exercise can get uncomfortable. It's not the most pleasant thing all the time. So you just have to sit in that that place of discomfort for just a little bit for your body to. So keep that in mind today and as you continue with your workouts. Okay. All right. So I'm going to stop sharing. We're going to start exercising. And then we're going to get going. All right. So I hope everyone has their chair. You can grab your resistance bands. We're going to do some warm-ups first. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it in the chat or stop me if I'm going too fast. Like I said, take as many breaks as you want. First warm-up, we're going to do calf to toe raises. You can either do it standing or you can do it seated if you feel like you need to. I'm in an awkward space, so I'm going to be moving the camera around. But if you are familiar with the calf raises, go ahead. You want to stand with your chair if you need some balance. Okay, put my camera down. So you want your feet about shoulder to hip or shoulder width apart, and you want your hand on your hip. You want to go up for 2 seconds and then down for 2 seconds, and then bring your toes up and then down. So up on your toes to bring your heels off the floor, and then back down, and then toes up off the floor, and then back down. We're going to do 10 of each. Okay, so if you're doing it standing, go ahead and do that. If you are doing them seated, it's easier if you sit towards the edge of the chair, put your feet flat on the ground, and then you want to push up onto your toes, hold for 2 seconds, and then you want to bring your toes up towards the ceiling and hold for 2 seconds. So you want to rock back and forth between your heel and your toes 10 times each way. Okay. Very good. Go ahead and do that. For those who are doing it standing, if you need your chair for balance to make sure you kind of center yourself, that's perfectly fine. If you want to challenge yourself, you let go of the chair. One thing to make sure that you're doing is you pick a spot in front of you, either on the wall or somewhere, and you keep your eyesight on that to prevent your body from swaying by accident, right? That's how we maintain balance. All right. Let's go ahead. Looking good, everyone. How are we doing? Okay, so go ahead and finish up the 10 on each side, on each exercise. Looks good. We like calf raises, especially throughout the day, not just as a warm-up. The calf is a really important pump to push fluid from your lower extremities and your legs back up to your heart to improve circulation. So if you sit at a desk job like I do, it's good for when you're sitting for a long time, and it's good for balance. Your balance comes from your ankles first, so if you strengthen them through the calf and toe raises, extremely important. Okay. I see people slowing down a little. Standing doesn't matter. Okay, I'm gonna stand back a little bit. So you can have your arms all the way out in kind of a T position. If you have some shoulder mobility problems or frozen shoulder, you can come down here or even down here. It doesn't matter. Whichever angle works best for you and is comfortable for your shoulders, pick that. So 10 in the front. Very good. Want to stand nice and tall. Make sure you drop your shoulders away from your ears. We don't want tight necks. Okay. We want to speed it up a little bit. When you're done 10 in the front, go ahead and reverse in the back. Good. 10 in front, 10 back. Again, you can do this seated. If you have bad shoulders like I do, you need to shake it out a little bit and then keep going. Do that. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Good. Make sure your shoulders are dropped. Very nice. And now we try to do one forward, one back. No, I'm just kidding. If you can, I'd be very impressed. All right, so shake out your shoulders if they're feeling a little bit tense. Roll them up and away. So we want to do 10 back and then 10 forward. You don't need to go fast for this one. You just want to get a little bit of range of motion. So 10 forward, 10 back with your shoulder rolls. When you're done with that, maybe just quickly side to side neck. No rush. No need to flail your neck around. Just want to get a little bit of circulation. Looking good. All right. While you finish up your shoulder rolls and your neck rolls, whatever feels comfortable for you. No rush. What the next one we're going to do, we're going to be doing marches. You can either do standing or seated. So if you need a chair, go ahead and grab that. If you need to do it standing and you want the chair next to you for balance, you can go ahead and grab that. So tilt my camera a little bit so you can see my feet. So standing marches, however high your feet can go, that's how high you want your feet to go. So just 1, 2, 3, 4. So we want to do 15 on each side, so 30 altogether. If you need to put your fingertips on the chair, do that. Try not to really white knuckle or grab too hard on the chair for balance. If you are doing this seated, you want to sit towards the edge of the chair to give your hips and legs as much room as possible. So you're sitting on the edge of the chair. You can even grab the chair if you want, and you're just going to lift your feet off the ground. Just like that. Nice and easy. Oops. There we go. So 15 on each side, so 30 all together. We're working our hips and our hip flexors and a little bit of our balance. If you want to get your heart rate up a little bit, then you just speed it up, right? Just like that. Okay. How are we looking? Everyone's finishing up. As we kind of finish up the warm up, if you need to grab some water, do that. The first exercise, I won't start it yet, just to get people prepared. We're going to be doing some side lunges, so you won't need your chair unless you need it for the exercise, but we won't be using it as part of the exercise. Okay. So last week, I think Adeline did a side lunge. So I'm going to demonstrate the very basic side lunge, and then I'm going to demonstrate what we're actually going to do the next step of the side lunge. So, fix my camera. Oops. I'm going to move my chair out of the way, just in case. And I'll show the modified version after I show this one. So a side lunge, I like to put my hands on my hips. It helps keep my upper body straight. So if you did this with Adeline last week, you take a step to the side, you bend your knee and push your butt back. So from the side view, it looks like this, right? And you push your butt back like that, right? That's what a side lunge is. And then we did the other side where you push your butt back. This week, I want to challenge you a little bit, only if you are comfortable. If that is enough of a difficult exercise for you, then don't do this next version. If you want to try this next version, I absolutely encourage you to, only if you feel safe to do it. Okay, so instead, I want you to side lunge, and then I want you to do a march, and then put your foot down. So you do a side lunge, into a march, then put your foot down. So I'll do the other side. So side lunge, come up, do a march, and then put your foot down. Step, side lunge, come up, march, put your foot down. If you feel like that's a little bit too iffy with your balance, don't do the march. Just do the side lunge, where you just step out to the side and push your butt back. So you want to do 12 on each side. Okay? If you need the seated version, I'm going to show you that right now. So if you don't need the seated version, you're doing the standing version, 12 on each side. So if you need the seated version, I just want you to sit, and put your leg out to the side. Just like that, as far as you can. Just like that. 12 on each side. Okay? Looking good, looking good. So remember, when we step, we don't want to pull our upper body down. What we want to do is we want to push our hips back. right? So we shouldn't be hinging like this. We should just be using our hips to drive our butt back with a slight bend in the knee, just like that. Okay. We don't want to pull our upper body down. We want to push our hips back. So my chest should be perpendicular to the floor. How are we feeling? Out of breath? Yeah. Thumbs up, smiles, good. Go ahead and finish up those 12. Everyone's looking really good. I see some march variations looking good. And we'll revisit this exercise in the balance portions because if you tried the march variation, you can see that it takes a lot of balance too, just to stand on that one leg. All right, go ahead and finish up your 12 on each side. The next one is going to be doing upper body. So you're gonna want to grab a band. So whatever band that you want to use for your upper body exercise, go ahead and grab that one. All right. Okay. So we are going to be doing a seated row today. So you want to sit on your chair. I like to sit on the edge. I'll do the side version so you can see how I look from the side if you don't remember the seated row. So sit on the edge, one foot planted on the ground, the other one extended in front of you. You take your band, you loop it under the ball of your feet, and you want to grab the top of the band with both hands. My band's a little bit tight, and all you want to do is just row, right? You bring your arms straight back. My band's a little bit tight, so I can't do it too hard. So I'm going to use it without a band. So loop your band around your toe, and you want to bring your elbows back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Make sure your arms stay tight by your side as if you're squeezing lemons under your armpits. Just like that. You want to do 12 of those. And whenever you pull your arms back, you want to exhale. Don't hold your breath. Questions? Go ahead and keep going if you're comfortable. If that's too easy, you might want to grab a different band. All right, looks good. Okay. Go ahead and finish up your 12. If you want to do 15, you can also do 15. Looking good. All right. For those who are finished up, we're going to do a lower body exercise. We're going to be doing split squats today, if everyone has ever done a split squat before. Well, I'll show you the modified version for those who need to be seated, but you'll need the chair more for stability if you've never done a split squat before. So I'm going to demonstrate first. Away.
Or are we supposed to do the other foot too? We did the one foot, but we're supposed to do each foot? You know,
No,
with that stretch? No, just the one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, good question. All right, so split squat. I like to step backwards. So whichever leg I'm working is going to be the leg that's in front. So I'm going to be working my right leg first. You want to step your left foot back. And the whole point of a split squat is to literally go up and down, right? There is no forward or backward motion. It is meant to go up and down like a piston. So my left leg is in back, my right foot is in front, my hand is on my hip, and I just want to slightly bend both of my knees. And then I push up using the quad muscles, my thigh muscles on my right leg, and go straight up. So you can see I'm not going this way towards the front. I'm not going that way towards the back. I'm literally going up and down. I don't need to touch the floor because that serves no purpose. If you can only go down a couple of inches, that's okay. If you can go down 6 to 8 inches, that's okay too. I have my left arm or my left hand on the chair for stability, so if you need that too, that's okay. It doesn't take anything away from the exercise. So we're just going straight up and down. We want to do eight on each side. Okay. And then you're going to switch to the sides. For those who need to do it seated, what you're going to be doing is, whoops. You're going to sit on your chair. You're going to put your heel on the floor and you're going to press your heel into the ground. And you're going to really feel your thumb and hold for about 10-15 seconds and then relax. Same thing. Put your heel on the floor and push for 10-15 seconds and then relax. So you want to do that 3 times on one leg and then 3 times on the other leg, where I push my heel into the ground, push for 10-15 seconds and then relax. How are those split squats? Looking good. Seeing a lot of up and down motion. We tired? We sweating? A little bit out of breath? If not, that's okay. This is the first set. We have to do another one. Anyone have any questions? Anything feel too uncomfortable?
That hurt.
Yes, Tina.
Yeah, so like sometimes my knee will bother me. What adjustment should I make to accommodate that other than just not going down as far?
You either will not have to do the exercise and work your way up to that. The depth in which you squat is really the major factor in how much load is on your knee. Another thing to kind of keep in mind too when you're doing split squats is making sure where your knee is. So let me show you. So sometimes if your feet are too close together like this, your knee will go forward and that puts a lot of stress on your knee. So that might mean your feet needs to be a little bit further apart to give you space to go actually down, right? The less space there is, your body wants to just kind of get out of that position. So if you give yourself a little bit more space between your 2 feet, then it gives you more room to actually go down instead of forward.
Great,
So if
I'll
you give
try that.
yourself
Thank
space,
you.
you just go down just a little bit like this.
Thanks, great tips. I know when I'm doing it's making, I have a torn left meniscus tear and it's feeling good. I took my band off, my knee band off because I had it on all day. And sometimes it's more annoying to have it on, but I was out and I was walking a lot and doing shopping in one store. But it's a relief not having it and doing these exercises, really. I feel that it's just making it overall better with these exercises.
Good.
Thank you.
Yeah. How did that feel,
That-
Tina? Better?
That is so much better.
Okay, good.
Wider. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Okay, good. All right, so
Also,
now, yeah.
I have a quick question, Melanie.
Yeah.
Do we have to hold our abs in when we do these split squats and side squats, or doesn't it matter?
Um, it's more about your hips one way or another. You want to be able to kind of keep straight up, right? So sometimes we just kind of get lazy and we slouch and then our hips will go one way or another. So as long as you feel like you're holding your hips like straight, then that's more important than sucking in your abs, right? I know the cue a lot of times in a lot of exercises, like let's pull your belly button to your spine. That's not always the answer. It's more about your hip placement.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Good questions. All right, so we're going to move back up to the upper body. We're going to either do a chest fly or a wall push-up. Do we have a preference? I think you did wall push-ups last week. It's a little bit difficult. So why don't we try chest flies? So chest flies, you don't need necessarily a band. You can do it seated or standing. I'm kneeling, so whichever you want. It's going to be arms behind your head. You don't necessarily have to interlock them. You want to open as wide as you can and push forward to bring your elbows together. If you feel like you can't pull your hands behind your head, you can do in a W like this and pull your arms together. Just like that. So, Bertha, you want to put your arms up kind of like a cactus. So your arms go straight up, and then you want to go to the front so that your forearms touch together. So if you're like cactus, like arms up, and then your forearms will touch together. So you want to do let's do 15 of those for those who are doing it. Sorry if I didn't name the number. If you're able to do behind the head, same thing, 15. Should feel a little bit here, just like that. Very good. And if you don't feel it, you want to try at the very end of the exercise when you're here, squeezing as hard as you can your elbows or your forearms together, right? When you squeeze at the very end of the exercise, that's where your muscles are starting to activate, and that's where you'll feel it in your kind of chest area. Looking good. And remember to breathe. We breathe when we push our arms together. That's the part where we breathe, when we exert. Good, good, good. Very nice. Okay. For those who are ready, you're going to grab your chair and you're going to
Where
grab.
should we,
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
when doing that exercise, this last one, where
Mhm.
should we be sitting in the chair? Halfway, all the way back, or what for better?
I would say
Effect?
about halfway towards the
Yeah,
end of the chair,
sure. All right, thank you.
just because if you have your back on it, it's just kind of hard. So next one we're going to do is leg press. So I want you to grab a band. It doesn't need to necessarily be super heavy, but it shouldn't be super light either. You want to give yourself a little bit of tension. So you're going to grab your band and you're going to grab your chair. Right? So we're going to be doing the exercise on both legs. So you're going to take your band, you're going to loop it around your foot, make sure it's nice and secure. And about sit about halfway off the chair. You're going to lift your leg up and you're going to kick the band. That's why you want a little bit of tension. You don't want a super light one. Right? As if you're on a leg press machine at the gym. You're pushing with your foot and you're squeezing your thigh muscles. Just like that. If you find that your knee is coming to the side, you might need to lift your leg a little bit higher off the ground. So that means sitting back in the chair a little bit more. That's okay. You don't need to be all the way at the edge. And you want to bring your knee towards your chest. Just like that. We want to do 12 on each side. So I'm going to keep demonstrating. So I'm going to start from the beginning. I'll start the cue again. For those who can't do the leg press, I just want you to either try a leg extension, either using your quads or your hip flexors to kind of just kick your leg out. So if someone were to throw a soccer ball at you, try kicking that soccer ball away. Just like that. Okay. For those who are doing the leg press, again, we're going to put the band around the balls of our feet, make sure it's nice and secure. We're going to lift our leg off the floor. And this is where I'm just kicking out. Like you're trying to kick someone away. Or if there was a heavy box in front of you and you're using your leg to push that box away, that's the motion that you want. Okay. Try to keep that line of movement is straight, right? You don't want to go off to the side. You want your knee to your chest, knee to your chest. And you want to do 12 on each side. You should feel it in your quads. Questions, directions. 12 on each side. If you feel like you did it and you're like, that was a little bit light, when we do set number 2, you might want to grab a heavier band. All right. Let's see how much time. Oh, we have time. Let's do a core exercise. So let's do one while we're sitting in the chair. I'm going to sit down. I like to sit towards the edge of the chair. I like to spread my legs as wide as I can, not super, super wide, but just so that I have room for my body to go down. I start with my arms over my chest, touching my shoulders. And you want nice controlled movement, which is what is going to engage your trunk and core muscles. So I want to go down, up, and then back. And then back to beginning. So the beginning is just sitting straight up. You want to crunch down using your abs, come back up, and then you want to go straight back for a little bit, and then come back up. Right? So you're not just kind of rocking back and forth in the chair. You're using your trunk and core muscles to control the movement. And when I say go back in the chair, you don't need to go all the way back. It could just be a couple of degrees and then back up to standing. Just like that. Good. One thing you want to make sure you're not doing is pulling on your upper body and curving your spine. You want to sit nice and straight, good posture. And you should feel, if you feel a little bit shaky, that means that you're working your core, right? If you feel nothing, that means that maybe you're not too rigid or straight enough. So you want to go nice and slow back, shaking a little bit. That's okay. Go forward. So let's do 10 each way. I'm sorry, I didn't say a number. Hold, come back, and then crunch. And then
Are we
back.
exhaling on the way up?
When you go down like this, you exhale. And then when you go back, you exhale. So I'll say that again. When you crunch down, you exhale. And when you lean back, you exhale. Good. Go ahead and finish up 10 for each. Looking good. Shake it out. Get some water. We're going to repeat those exercises one more time. So we've done set number 1. How's everyone feeling on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of difficulty? Just hold up a, I see 10, 4, 5, 5. Okay, okay, 5. All right, so what you're telling me is that we need to go super fast, no breaks. All right, sore already. All right, so if you need some water, go ahead and grab some. As we prep for we're gonna go start from the very, very beginning. We're gonna do our side lunges. So if you're able to and get out of the chair and do the side lunges, let's do that. If you need to sit in the chair, that's perfectly fine. Doing it seated, you're just going to pull your legs out to the side as far as you can, right? So you're kind of like side kicking or side stepping in the chair. You want to get range of motion. So for those who are doing it in the chair, you want to do 15 on each side, legs on each side. So for those who are doing the side lunge, so remember, I step out, I push my hips back and bend my leg. If you are able to, step and then march. If you can't do the march, forget about it. All right. So I'm gonna challenge you a little bit. We're gonna do 15 on each side. So take your time, make sure you're doing the correct technique, and pick whichever exercise that you think you can do. Side lunge with the march or without the march. So again, 15 on each side. I'm gonna take a look. Very good. Remember, don't hold your breath. When you kick yourself up from the lunge, that's when you want to exhale. Okay. If you need the chair for stability, that's okay too. Very good. 15 on each side. Very nice. Take breaks if you need to. Remember, push your hips back. You want to push your butt back, and your hips are the thing that's going to help you do that. Very nice. Big deep breaths in between. Shake out your legs if you need to. Very good. All right. Looking nice, everyone. Don't get discouraged if you can't do all 15. That's perfectly fine. We're doing this for endurance. As your endurance builds, it's going to be much easier to do them consecutively. Very good. For those who are finished, grab some water, and then grab your band with the chair. For those who are finishing up, no rush. Take as much time as you need. Very good. All right. Finishing up, finishing up. Very good, very good. Shake out your legs. All right. Like I said, grab your band. We'll be doing seated rows. If you did them last time and you're like, this is easy and I'm not feeling it, I'm going to tell you, go get the more difficult band. Now's not the day to try and skimp on the heaviness of your band. If you need someone to yell at you to get heavier, take this as your cue that I'm yelling at you to get it heavier. All right, so grab your chair. Okay. You're gonna sit towards the edge of the chair. Sit towards the edge of the chair. One leg stays flat on the floor. Another one goes fully extended. You take your band around the balls of your feet. Grab with both hands. My band's a little bit rigid. I'm just showing you for demonstration. Remember, and when you exhale, you pull your elbows back, squeezing your shoulder blades together. Arms stay by your side, and then relax. We want to do 15 of those. So I'm going to get rid of this. Remember, exhales, you pull your arms back, squeezing your shoulder blades together, and then relax. 15. Go ahead and start. For those who need a modified version, you can get rid of the band like I'm doing and just pull your arms back and squeeze your shoulder blades together. Okay. Remember,
If one leg seems easier, is it okay to use two different bands, the harder band on the leg where it's easier, or is that not recommended?
Yeah, but you only have to do one leg. You don't need to do
Okay.
both legs. So if you
Okay.
want to use the heavier band, whichever leg is comfortable for you, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
Yeah. So remember, keep your arms by your side as if you had lemons under your armpits, and you're squeezing the shoulder blades together. So it's really nice for posture. We're correcting all that slouching we do throughout the day, right? Or we're exhaling as we pull back. 15. Very nice. Looking good. Keep going if you're doing it. Looks good. Remember, exhale as you pull back. Let's sit nice and tall. We're correcting our slouching posture throughout the day. All right, go ahead and finish your 15. If you're finished, we're going to set up for our favorite exercise. Let's grab that, okay? For those who are not doing the split squat, remember you're going to be sitting in your chair and you want to press your heel, one heel at a time, into the ground and press so that you're feeling the tension in your quads. Hold that for 10 to 15 seconds, 3 times on each leg, okay? For those who are doing the split squat, if you need your chair, that's perfectly fine. So remember, if I'm working my right leg first, that one stays in the front, and then my left leg goes towards the back. Make sure you have enough space for your body to be able to go up and down, right? I like my hand on my hip, and I'm literally just gonna go up and down, just like that. If you feel like you have the technique down, let's speed up the pace a little bit. So let's do 10 on each side. Just like that. Where we look like a piston going up and down. Right? Most of the work is coming from our front leg with our back leg as support to help us get back up into the straight position. All right. Very good. After you're done 10 on one side, turn around and do 10 on the other side. So this time my left leg is going to be doing most of the work. So that means my right leg goes towards the back. I make sure I have enough space in between my feet, hand on my hip, and I go straight up and down. Once you get comfortable, then you can pick up the speed. You want to do 10. Make sure you're breathing. So when you exhale is when you come back up. So inhale, exhale. Right, because we're pushing back up. Exhale as you go up. Very good, very good. See a lot of bobbing bodies. That's a good sign. Just feel it in your quads. Catch your breath. Apparently I do. Need to catch my breath. Very nice. All right. So you who are done, I want to get set up for the next one. We're going to be doing the chest fly. So you can do it standing, you can do it seated. I'm doing it kneeling. Again, depending on your range of motion, you can either do hands behind your head, or you can do like a cactus, like this, and close. So one thing I want you to focus on the second time around is that at the very end, make sure you squeeze your arms together, and you want to feel your chest muscles squeezing your arms together, okay? So let's do 15 of them. So go ahead and start. Very good. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Remember to breathe. You want to exhale as you push your arms together. So exhale, relax, exhale. Squeeze, remember, at the very, very end. Very good. For those who are doing it behind their head, make sure you're not using your hands to crank your neck down, right? The motion should just be in your elbows. Your hands should not be pulling your neck down. Very good. You should feel it in the top part of your chest, into your shoulders and arms. If you're squeezing at the very, very end, which is where you want it to be. Very nice. For those who are ready, go ahead and grab some water. If you don't need water, set up for the next one. We're going to be doing leg press. So you'll need your chair and a heavy band. A heavy band. All right. So this is set up. You want to sit towards the edge of your chair just a little bit. Doesn't need to be super off the chair. So we're going to do 12 on each leg. I'll show you first with my right leg. Take your band, put it around the balls of your feet. You're going to lift your leg up, and as if you're shoving something away with your leg. You're going to push, and you're going to squeeze those thigh muscles as you push out. Okay? And you exhale when you kick out like that. Okay? 12 on each side. For those who are not doing that, I want you to pretend like I'm throwing a soccer ball to you. I just want you to kick your leg out if you can, as far as you can. Try to use your thighs and your hip flexors. Try to kick your leg out. 10 on each side if you can, for those who are doing the kickouts. Everyone else who is doing the leg press, remember to exhale as you push your leg out. Very good. Nice and steady. Remember to exhale as you push out and breathe. I hope you're using the heavy band. I see we have a question. No. All right. Go ahead and finish up your leg press. And then we're going to finish up the exercises before our cool down. The last one is going to be our crunches. So remember, if you're going to be in the chair, so if you're seated, stay seated. You don't need a band for this one, though. So you're finishing up the legs. Spread your legs to give room for your upper body to go down, but they don't need to be, all the way spread open. Again, hands over your chest, touching your shoulders. Make sure that you're not just slouching and pulling your body down. That's not the purpose of the exercise. We just want our hands somewhere and we want to go down. We keep our back nice and straight. Come back up. We lean back. Make sure our body's nice and straight and come back up. So crunch, up, back, up. Crunch, up, and then back, up. We want to do 10 each way. So let's do 10 front crunches, then 10 back extensions, okay? So you want to exhale on the way down, come back up, exhale on the way back, come back up. Exhale on the way down, up, exhale on the way back, up. We feel your trunk shaking a little bit. That's good. That means that you're using those muscles that you probably haven't felt in quite a while, and that's okay. Doing good. Don't forget to breathe. Make sure you're not pulling yourself down. Very nice. 10 and 10. Keep going if you're still going. If you finished, grab some water. We're going to go into our cool down after everyone is completed. Looking good, looking good. All right. So finishing up, I'm going to set up for our first cool down. It's going to be the figure 4 lower body stretch. I'll do it facing this way. All right. So I like to sit towards the edge of the chair for this one. I'm going to stretch my right leg first, so I'm going to bring that up to grab my ankle, and I'm trying to put my ankle on top of my knee of my other leg, right? It's kind of sitting cross-legged. So this is the 4. Okay. If this is too tight, if your hips are really tight and you can't get into this position, you can absolutely extend the bottom leg and stretch it out so that there's more room for your hips to sit. And as you become more flexible, that bottom leg will become a little bit more straight and your feet will sit on the floor flat. For the time being, if you can't, that bottom leg can absolutely go out and extend, okay? So if you're ready, what I like to do is I take a deep breath in. And then as I exhale, I slightly lean forward. Okay. So deep breath in and then slightly forward.
I have a question about that exercise. It's fine with the knee that's not my right knee. It's not great as far as my left knee, and I can't afford to compromise it because that right leg, if it's on the left, it's going to be on the left side, so that's weight on it. It's fine doing the resistance band and everything, so I'll pass on that one.
That's okay. If you need a pass, that's okay. All right, so we're going to gently put that leg down. You pick up the other leg. The ankle sits on top, not necessarily the knee, it's just right above the knee, right? So on your thigh, right above the knee. If you need more space, like I said, extend your bottom leg out. And if not, I want you to take a deep breath in. And as you exhale slowly and very little, just lean forward a little bit. You should feel it back here in your glutes and your hips, especially for those of us who sit a lot throughout the day. This should feel really nice. We hold this for about 15 seconds. Make sure you're breathing still. Never hold your breath, especially when you're stretching. All right. Go ahead and put that leg down. We're gonna do one more on each side. So pick up your right leg or the opposite leg, put it on top of your thigh. When you're ready, deep breath in, and as you exhale, you want to lean forward a little bit. Hold that for 15 seconds. So the key to stretching is really honestly breathing. Breathing sends a signal to the brain to relax the muscle that you are targeting. So if you don't breathe, you're actually more rigid. So that's why we take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, we stretch forward. Okay. All right, when you're ready, gently lower that leg down to the floor. And one more on the other side. So pick that leg up, deep breath in. And as you exhale, slightly lean forward as much as you're comfortable. If you can't lean forward, it doesn't make or break the exercise. Feel it in your glutes and your hips. Should feel nice. Remember to breathe. All right. When you're ready, you're going to slowly and gently put that foot back on the ground. So next one, we're going to stay seated. We're going to do trunk openers. I'm going to switch to the side view so you can see. I'm sitting kind of towards the edge of and I'm in a lawn chair, so I have little space, but I'm going to grab the side of my chair, and then I'm going to puff. I want to draw my shoulders back. I want to feel all of this in my chest and my trunk open up. Okay. And if it's easier for you, you want to take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, you puff out your chest and your shoulders. That'll help kind of with the expansion of your trunk. So we're going to hold that for another 5 seconds. Then I want you to relax. Okay, shake out your arms a little bit if you were holding onto the chair. And we're going to do the same thing one more time. So this time, I want you to take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to puff out your chest and draw your shoulders back. Okay, so everyone take a deep breath in. And then exhale. Draw your shoulder blades back and your chest towards the ceiling. And look towards the ceiling as high as you can. And feel that opening. Don't hold your breath. Okay, and then relax, nice and easy. Shake out the arms if you need to. All right. All right, so the next one we're gonna do is called a seated slump. Depending on if you feel like doing it or if you want to do a cross-line stretch. I like this for my lower back. I actually hurt my lower back working out yesterday. So what I like to do is that I like to spread my legs a little bit. Gives room for my upper body. It really depends on how far you want to go down. I'll show you the modified version. So what I like to do is that I like to put my arms on my chest. It's almost kind of like the crunch that we did, but I just literally let my lower body, my upper body hang in between where my legs are, right? We kind of let gravity kind of pull traction on your back if you're able to do that. If you can't go all the way down and kind of just hang there, the modified version is you're sitting. I just want you to bring your chin to your chest like this and let gravity kind of pull and relax on your neck. So whichever one you're able to do that one. So I'm going to do the seated slump where I'm just kind of hanging in between my legs. And you should feel it. I feel it on my lower back specifically. But that's because I have a tight lower back. Yes.
What are you doing with your arms?
I'm sorry?
Your arms. Where are your
I
arms?
usually put my arms either over my chest or I connect them like this from my hand to elbow because then that acts as almost like a weight and it helps pull my body down. So, but it's really whatever's comfortable for you. Some people can't do this and some people can't do this. So really it's whatever is comfortable for you. But I like the added weight of gravity and my legs. All right. So for those who are doing the seated slump, I want you to come back up And then we'll do it together one more time where we take a deep breath in and then we'll go down. Okay. For those who can't do it, remember the chin to chest. So everyone, whichever stretch you're going to do, I want you to take a deep breath in and then exhale and then pick whatever stretch you want to do. No need to force anything. Let gravity and your body weight stretch out your back or your neck. Okay, when you're ready, we slowly come back up to seated. Nice rolling. All right. We are done 6 o'clock on the dot. Very nice, everyone.